always say everything got a price. Because people say like, I love my dog, I get $100. No, I get $1,000. No, I get $100,000. Hey, you can have him. Like, my thought is everything has a price. There is not a number that can get you back in that ring. 80 million, 100 million.
Nah, because now you selling your soul.
$100 million, you can have my soul.
That's you. Now we know your character. Sometimes, you know, you look at people and you be like, dang, man, you ain't got no dignity, you ain't got no morals. Like, come on, man. Like, what you gonna stand for if everything is about money? Like, I never was in a sport because of money, you know? Of course, I was in a sport to make money, but I wanted to be a world champion. Yeah. You know, I wanted to do something that I set my sights out to do as a little boy. And money wasn't the motivation. Me being a world champion was the motivation. Me accomplishing all the things that I've accomplished along the way on my journey, you know, it was extra credit. So anything that she done to me, anything that we went through, I'm gonna take it, you know? I'm gonna take it on the chin because that's what men do. If we been 1,000% real, I should have left a long time ago. You know, men stay, women leave. To cover that up, we wasn't even together when I had got my other baby mama pregnant. You know, yeah, we was living together and things like that, but we wasn't together. Things happen, like I said, like, not saying that it's cool, not saying it's okay, but men have babies outside of their relationship every day. This is nothing new. That's why I'm like, women too. A lot of people always criticize men of having children outside of their relationship or whatever the case may be, they wives and things like that. But when you see a woman do it, it's all, she deserved better, or he wasn't doing this, or he did this to her, or why, and this and that. You don't know why that man stepped out on his wife or his relationship and things like that. You just look on the outside looking in.
Yeah, but obviously it doesn't make it right when either do it.
Right.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter what the people say if people are okaying a woman making that decision and saying and giving her excuses, or for the man, right?
Sure.
It's about the honesty in the relationship. It's about the communication. It's about making the right decisions. For you, even though you were going through those things privately, what made you admit that to the world instead of handling that with, you know, your family and with the women involved?
Because it was already there. Like, I can't just sit there and blatantly disown my son on national TV. You know, like, just think of if you was that boy, 15 years later, they pulling up this clip and you not claiming me, you disowning me. You know, you gonna be like, damn, Dad. Like, it was like that? Like, you gonna disown me like that on national TV in front of the world?
Okay, let's talk about, so Bud was on the Pivot podcast, Terence Crawford, retired professional boxer. And he was talking about having a child outside of the child that he had, you know, with the mother of his other children. And, you know, people said he was cheating, and he said they were living together, but they were not together. So, and, you know, it goes on to say that women have children outside the relationship. But what's so funny about it is it was a lot of people, especially women, acting like they don't know what he's talking about, and have, you know, the last couple of years has fraternity fraud not really been a huge topic of conversation on the internet. In Jamaica, fraternity fraud is around 65%. So meaning that, you know, who was supposed to be the biological father isn't. So 65% of the men that have done DNA testing, that's just the men that have done DNA testing in Jamaica, have found not to be the father. Now, it's somewhere around 35% in America out of the tested people. So 35% of men in America that did a fraternity test turned out not to be the father, right? I remember this particular clip, and I try to remember to clip it in there if I can find it, of a judge. And, you know, he found out when he was old as hell that the two sons that he raised was not biologically his kids, okay? So when women go around and act like it's not a thing, or they try to act like flabbergasted by it, like, huh, what is he talking about? Women You know, that's the crazy thing about it. That's the crazy thing about it. Like, they act like they do no wrong. They take no accountability. You know, and I'm not gonna get personal about this situation, but you know, it was some other shit going on that was out there. You know, and at the end of the day, he said that those kids, he'll never deny a kid, those kids will be his kid. You know, and the thing is, it's also some accountability on the other end. The other woman knew what was up. You know, the other woman knew what was up. But like I told y'all, these women don't have no morality or character. You know, in general, most of them don't have morality and character. You know, you're talking about cheating back and cheating, and you know, they justify every fuck move that they make. And I'm gonna talk about that in one of my next videos. You know, why people talking about with cheating back, oh, you know, women too can play that game, cheat back. No, that makes you a fucking cheater. So y'all go around and talk about how bad men cheat, but y'all usually cheat first. The only reason y'all don't get caught cheating is because the man just be too busy doing, you know, providing and can't really pay attention to what you do. Most women are already cheating. You just got caught first. And in general, if she catch you cheating, oh, I cheated because you cheated, just leave then. Why make yourself a cheater then? Why bring yourself down to somebody else's level? That's my thing. If your character is your character, your standard is your standard, right? You can't be a cheater. Can't nothing force you to cheat but you. In vast majority of situations. Unless gun to the head or some shit like that, right? But, you know, at the end of the day, women get all the grace from the children, from the society, from the community, all the bailout. That shit is done. That shit is done. Plenty of dudes raising kids that ain't even theirs because a woman couldn't keep her legs closed. Plenty of women pregnant with another seed in their stomach, sleeping with another man. I feel like that should be upper room activity. I feel like, you know, that should be, you know, upper room activity. You should be gone for that. You got women in the comment, what about if a man sleep with a woman while a woman pregnant? You know, not the same thing. He not the surrogate. He not carrying it. I'm not saying what he doing is right, but look what you doing. And wonder why the kids come out autistic and with a short, wonder why they come out like that. Y'all smoking weed, drinking liquor, man. But you know, I gotta continue to talk about the topic. I feel what he's saying. You know, but at the end of the day, we already know you still was clapping her cheeks and you was clapping the other woman's cheeks. Word to the mother. We know that's what the business is. And like he said, it don't make it right. Because what's the example you setting for them little boys and them little girls in your family? And obviously you want to be there every day. And that's the thing about it, man. When you decide to make a family, you got to understand, you know, y'all can't be fighting, y'all can't be arguing. And you will think about it, you know, you will get to the point where the dude, he got all the money, the status, and the bitch still not happy. Just think about that for a minute. You got the money, the status, you know, good dude, he provide, he there for the children, and for the woman, that's still not good enough. They still gonna bicker, they still gonna argue, they still not gonna shut the fuck up. You know, and that's why y'all see Bud go outside the community. I ain't saying that it's right. I don't give a fuck what he do. Do what you do. That's why he went outside the community. People get tired of that shit, man. Niggas get tired of arguing with women. You get the money, you got the status, you took care of the kids. You know, you do what you supposed to do. You there every day. You don't miss a birthday. You need money, but bitch, you still not happy. You still won't shut the fuck up. You still won't respect him. Everybody in the world respect Obama's status, right? As a president, quote unquote, the first black, but not his wife. Who got time for that? And a lot of these Keishas will sit here and be like, you know, yeah, white women so dumb. They just shut up and they won't question nothing. Like, exactly. That's why they married at a higher rate. That's why their marriage retention rate is higher. That's why the dudes they with don't be cheating like that. That's why they be cheating. No, shut up. You know, that's why they men come home. They men always home. I know a lot of dudes, and that's just go outside. This go white people to a white woman. I know a lot of dudes that stay and work overtime just not to go home. They do anything not to go home. As a woman, why would you want to create an environment with somebody? Just be by yourself and be broke and be a broken bitch. You know, excuse my language. Why would you want that? Honestly, why would you want that? You should want to see everybody happy, the children. That's your number one job to the table. Bring happiness. Bring happiness to the relationship. Bring a comedic relief to the relationship. Bring relief to the table. Bring peace. Hey, your house gonna be peaceful. I can't control the kids flipping up and down, but I'll make sure everything else is okay. And most of y'all will keep them in. But when you come into something that is never good enough, that's one thing about black women, man, and most women, it's never good enough. Whatever we do is never good enough, and that's one of the wild things ever. Because the bare minimum y'all do for us is bare minimum. We don't even expect them. Niggas don't want to celebrate their birthdays. They don't ask for shit in return. Most men don't ask for shit from a chick within a relationship. They don't demand anything but respect. They want peace. They don't get that. A hot plate, niggas barely get that. Niggas barely get that. Brad, you ain't gonna let me in, Brad? Damn, appreciate it, Brad. Appreciate you, homeboy. But most dudes don't get that. And it's sad. And it's sad. A lot of the stuff we want is just tangible. Peace, somebody, femininity, your love, your touch, just this basic bitch shit. Most dudes don't even demand a home-cooked meal from scratch. Bitch can cook Stofers and most niggas would be but that's our fault for setting the bar low. But y'all force dudes to go other places. Y'all force a lot of dudes, man, to go to other places. Real spill, y'all force dudes to go where they celebrate it. And the guys ask for simple shit, peace. You challenge everything that I do, everything that I say. And then the alternative is when he leave, bitch, you still miserable. You still calling me for some penis. You still, when something break, you still need my help and my dollar. Like, come on. So if I still can go be with other women and find peace and dick you down when I feel like it, and you give me the best version of you, y'all, women is fucking retarded, bro. They'll break up with a dude, he'll go somewhere else or he'll be in peace, and then they'll give him access to the pussy still. They'll give him cooperation. They cooking everything he asked for in a relationship where you thought it was going out one way or another. She giving you everything you asked for. Everything you asked for. If she would have did that inside the relationship, you know, she would have got married. His, girlfriend would have been married. You know, but at the end of the day, a lot of them just agents of chaos. They love chaos. They love arguing. They love fighting. They love bickering. They love going back and forth. And in reality, I don't got time for that shit, man. Dudes want peace. When you an athlete, when you a productive man, a working dude, you just want to have peace. You value that peace over fun, really. A lot of times your life is going good. Your life is going good when it's just peaceful. Having fun is a bonus. Am I lying? Having fun is just a funky ass bonus. That's all it is. Having fun is just a bonus. Honestly. And people be like speeding, like, where are you speeding to? A red light? Short bus? But, to each his own, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video, man. I appreciate the love, support y'all showing the channel. Hit the link in the description, join the Patreon. Peace.